What is this? This is not something that is physical, you can touch. It's not a coin. It's not a banknote. It's not a deed. It's not a certificate. It is something that is virtual. It all is dependent on the peer-to-peer, the blockchain, and the logarithms that govern it, which is known to only a handful of people.
Okay, this is another objection which is commonly used by Muslims. And I say Muslims, I don't find that many non-Muslims use it, but also non-Muslims raise this objection as well. And that is that Bitcoin is not physical. It's not like coin or a banknote or a certificate. Now, what's telling about that, what he said there, is that this only makes sense if one refers to gold coins. Because gold is a bearer asset, meaning the value of this coin is within the coin itself. No one told you how much gold is worth or how much this coin is worth. The value is carried or piggy-banked within the actual coin itself. So if I took this coin and I melted it down and made a cube out of it, the value would actually be exactly the same because the value is contained within the coin. Whereas if I took the currencies we have today, a pound coin, 50 pence, 20 pence, and I melted those, if I took 100 pounds worth of 20 pence and I melted this metal down and I made a block out of that, this melted down 20 pence, the value of that won't be 100 pounds. These currencies are not bearer assets. This is a very important phrase, a bearer asset, meaning that something that carries the value in and of itself. These currencies, these banknotes, these certificates that he's referring to are actually promises. They are debt. It's a promise to pay a value, promise to convey a certain value. They have no value in and of themselves. So the fact is comparing Bitcoin to these things and saying that these things are real and Bitcoin is not real is actually the opposite. Bitcoin is a bearer asset. The value is within Bitcoin itself. Meaning, if I have Bitcoin in my wallet, for example, in my phone wallet, whatnot, and I send that to you, you now physically have, and to maybe not say physically, I mean on your phone, or you now have in your possession the actual value of that Bitcoin. It's not a promise to pay that value. It is that value. Why do you say that? Because I can go to someone else and I can pay that money and that kind of stuff. The value is within that thing itself. But you may say, but it's just numbers, it's just digital stuff, it's not real. Well, actually, it costs that amount to make that coin. So if I want to actually get gold from a mountain, it costs me money to get gold and extract the gold from the mountain. And that value is almost equivalent to what it takes to extract it. I mean, there's a certain markup, but that's basically what it is. So you could say the value is attached to the extraction of that thing, similar to Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is a bearer asset. It actually carries the value in of itself. Whereas the fiat money, that is actually a promissory note. It's not actually contains that value in of itself. And this is one of the I guess the fallacies of the current system. When people say physical, it's not what people think it is. Fiat money isn't physical money. Yes, you may have a note, a £10 note, a £5 note, and yes, it may say the value of it is £10, but there is no physical difference between a £5 note and a £10 note. If I was to mush them up and make it to pulp, they're equal. They're actually not even worth £5 even. They're worth nothing or less than that. They're only a promissory note, a promise to have that conveyed at a certain value. The value is not in and of itself. And to make it worse, more than 98% of all the fiat money that exists has no physical form. It actually is digital. It's an entry in a database in a bank ledger. So a bank keeps record of how much money you have. And if you was to withdraw all the money that you claim you have on planet Earth, by the time 2 to 3% of the total balance the bank holds is withdrawn, no more money is left. So even this claim that fiat is physical is false. It's not the case. So again, we have more double standards. Why do we hold Bitcoin to a standard that we don't hold fiat to? That's an issue we have to deal with. So it's about being consistent, really. It's about being consistent. Likewise, there are many things in this world that have value that have no physical form. A poem has value. An idea has value. Even websites, www.mymenu.com. I can go now and pay money to have this name, to have the rights to that name. It doesn't exist. It's just a name. But I can pay for it, I can own it, and I can even sell it. Even Michael Saylor, and the famous investor, he bought hope.com. And many people have tried to buy this name, this URL, for millions of dollars because it's a valuable URL. People accept the value of it. And he just bought it, Hope. It's just a name. So there are many things that have value that don't have physical form. And the lack of physical form doesn't take away from Bitcoin's value. In fact, it's a feature, not a bug. If you could have something that actually holds real value but has no physical form, you remove from that thing the failings that comes with physicality. Meaning, because Bitcoin has value but has no physical form, that means I can send that money from Saudi Arabia to USA in a split second without any cost in sending it, or minimal cost in sending it. I can't do that with gold. I can't do it with anything physical. There's nothing on planet Earth physically that I can send at that speed minus light. And light, I don't know if light has value like that, but it doesn't want to. So Bitcoin actually solves the problem of physical money by removing the physicality and maintaining the money. So yeah, Bitcoin, it has the properties of physical money, meaning that it can be owned, it can be given, it can be stored, it can be retrieved, and it's the strongest property rights that we have, meaning that I can demonstrate that I own something. No one can take it from me by force. It's only something that can be given by will. I can confiscate your house. I can confiscate your bank balance. I can confiscate anything you own, but I cannot confiscate Bitcoin off of you unless you give it to me willfully. So Bitcoin actually, by not having physical form, is a feature, not a bug.